Happy Friday, my fellow reptiles! So today's video is going to be on How to Speak Wookiee, a manual for intergalactic communications. This book could in fact save your life, as if maybe you're traveling through hyperspace or through public transportation and you run into a Wookiee. This guide will teach you the basics on how to speak Wookiee, so therefore you don't get your arms ripped out of your sockets. So let's get started. Number 1. In the starship. Now, this one's important. Translation, turn right, turn right. Now, if you want to pronounce this correctly, follow carefully. Listen again. And in translation, it means turn right, turn right. Again. Number 2. Now this phrase could in fact save your life. Make sure you never sit next to a Wookiee without asking him first, or her first, if the seat is taken. If you're on public transportation, you always want to make sure to ask if the seat is taken. Right here, it sounds like this. Which means, is this seat taken? You have to make sure you pronounce this one right, because if you pronounce it wrong, it translates into, are you my wife? And if you know anything about Wookiees, Wookiees are very territorial to their loved ones. This next phrase can be extremely helpful, especially in the workplace. This is if you're in a meeting and you need to agree with this strategy, as you can see. It is translated, I'm on board with this strategy. As you can see, this is how you say it in Wookiee, and this is the translation. It's a long one. Again, this one's quite a long one. You kind of have to breathe like, and then you also speak at the same time. And again, it translates, I'm on board with this strategy. In other words, you're agreeing with what is being presented is a good strategy. Now, phrase number 4 is typically used by Wookiees when they happen to get drunk in the local cantina. The most common phrase used by a drunk Wookiee is, I love this band, especially when they start dancing. It is pronounced, it's very helpful, as you can see. Maybe you're walking through the local mall and you see a beautiful, hairy, female Wookiee. Your eyes widen as you stare into her beauty. Pronunciation and translation. You look fabulous. Again. You look fabulous. So if you want to flirt with a Wookiee, that's one way to start. Now, we humans know that Wookiees can be very hungry creatures, and in case they ever ask you, this is what it means. When a Wookiee's hungry and they want more food, translation, are you going to eat that? Perhaps you and your fellow Wookiee want to go to the museum one day. In order to be properly prepared, make sure you learn this phrase. That's so postmodern. One day you wake up with your fellow Wookiee and you're like, I want to go to the park. So you, Luke, Yoda, and your fellow Wookiee go to the park. But as you well know, Wookiees are very hungry creatures. I brought sandwiches. That is how you say it. I brought sandwiches. Listen again. You and your Wookiee friend decide to go on a long hike. In order to be prepared, you need to be able to say, meet me at the sky lift. We all know that snow can be dangerous. And finally, perhaps someone is disturbing your fellow Wookiee, maybe trying to steal your Wookiee wife. If you want to show that Twi'lek some vicious aggression, this is what you say. Cut that out. That is a vicious growl. Listen again. Unleash the beast. So there you have it, my fellow reptiles. You now know how to speak basic Wookiee, a manual for intergalactic communication. These are 10 phrases which can be very helpful. I highly suggest you use these 10 simple phrases because if you don't, there is a very high possibility that you could in fact die. And having your limbs ripped off from side to side would not be a peaceful death. I am Mr. Repzion, also known as Daniel Sulzbach. Peace the rep out, and bang!